All right, people, I'm back. I'm fucking back. All right. And yeah, I was away for a few days, but I'm back. And what I'm doing today, I'm doing a multi-channel stream. Yeah, that's right. Multi-channel stream. So if you're in the man's channel, stick to your channel. And you know what? I don't need to say that because the guys always listen to me. If you're on the women's channel, stay where you are. All right, don't be hopping around other channels because you guys are the ones who be doing it, not these guys. You guys be doing that shit. All right. Anyways, late people, it's been a tough fucking week for me, man. It was horrible, a horrible week. In every absent people. First of all, I thought I was going limp. I thought my knee was giving away. Like my knees were becoming inflamed. Not inflamed, but literally my knees, I could not walk. It just happened out of nowhere, right? It happened out of nowhere. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? And mind you, I smoke a lot of weed, right? By the way, I'm not gonna be answering questions today. We're back. But if you guys have donations and you guys have questions with those donations, or if you guys want to call later on, we'll do that. But first, let's get through this, okay? So we'll only accept like complimentary donations. So we're not gonna answer any questions. Anyways, so I thought, look, man. So that's one thing. I thought my knees were fucked, right? Because apparently, if you stop playing basketball, like all of a sudden, if you stop playing basketball all of a sudden, what happens is that you get 30-year-old women's knee. In other words, women in their 20s, in their teens and 20s, they're working out. As soon as they hit 30 and they get kids, usually those women, they usually start developing knee problems because they went from working out to immediately stopping. And that actually, you need to sort of what the doctor told me, you need to slow it down. If you're gonna stop, you cannot stop completely. That's what happened to me because I hurt my wrist. You see what I'm saying? I hurt my wrist, so I couldn't play basketball. So I stopped, and I was like, you know what? Let me make more videos. But guess what? Because I was making more videos, I wasn't playing basketball, and as a result, my knee just started like giving away. That's the first thing. The second thing is I thought my dick was gonna get chopped off, man, because I always get STD tests every like 6 months or so, or depending, and it came out as a false positive. You know when it's not true, and I was scared. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, fuck, man. I was like, when did this happen? I'm like, there's no way that I have something. I'm very careful. I am very careful. So in my mind, I was like, there's no fucking way. And so I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico because I was like, I'm not going to the doctors again. I'm going to Mexico getting this test because it's cheaper. Because I couldn't keep going to the doctors. So mind you, I was depressed as fuck because I thought that I thought I had something. That's the truth. I thought I had something. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like going nuts, right? And I'll be honest with you, man. It was traumatic to say the least. It was traumatic to say the least, right? So anyway, so I remember Friday. Friday was the worst day, man, because on Friday, man, that's when the doctor was like, yo, you have, and he told me you have this, and I was like, what? And so I was just in shock. I was like, no fucking way. So I understand this. One, my feet were literally, I couldn't walk, right? That's one thing. Two, I was having dick headaches. If you guys don't know what dick headaches are, is that sometimes from at a certain point in your life, you get like headaches in your dick. Some guys get it, right? So I was getting it. So I thought like it was like a condition, you know what I'm saying? So that was on top of that added to it. And then I realized I have to pay $400 for health insurance. That's what got me to go to Mexico. So that's on top of that, right? What else happened? Jesus fucking Christ, man. My packages were being stolen all last week. That's another thing. So all right, so I thought my dick was gonna get chopped off. My knees were fucked. My shoulder was fucked. My fucking elbow was fucked. I mean, everything was fucked, man. And so last week, man, it was difficult to like to even feel any remote of happiness. And you know what's funny? What's ironic is that throughout that whole week, I stopped drawing. You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped drawing, and when I stopped drawing, because I was depressed. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was because I thought my faith was sealed. To be real, I thought my faith was fucking sealed. And when I began drawing, bitch, somebody put if I have HIV. It was a false positive. Shut up, man. I don't have nothing, man. I went to Mexico. Everything went well. Um, so yeah, I would have been making this if that I would have been making this if that shit was real. So yeah, so when I was drawing, I was just drawing, and apparently I drew a picture And apparently, a false positive, for those who don't know, is when a test says you have something and you don't, or when a test says you don't have something and you do. So I think that's a positive. I don't know. Anyway, so I drew this picture, right? See this picture, right? So I was drawing this, right? And I was just drawing this, and I was very bored, right? And then I drew this last part, and then I just posted on Instagram, right? And I was like, this is a pretty boring picture. But then I realized they were like, you know what? This picture can have a meaning. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This picture can have a meaning. But then sorry guys. There you go. So, but then I realized that, mind you, this is the work table, right? This is my work table. This is like my work table, right? Okay, this is my room. And then this is someone in their bed, not facing their work table. In fact, this person is neglecting their work. Mind you, people, this is unconscious. And this person, look at them, right? This person clearly looks depressed. This person clearly looks depressed. Look at the way they're cobbled up. And mind you, I don't have hair, right? But then, and look at the way it's just so different, right? And then I was like, the person who commented, I'm like, this motherfucker's kind of right, man. I'm like, this picture, as meaningless as it looks, it sort of has a meaning. I'm like, that's creepy. I mean, that's creepy, man, because you could reveal some secrets through the shit you draw. And if somebody pays enough attention, they'll start, for example, like Michelangelo, right? Why did Michelangelo love drawing naked men? Because he was gay. That's why. By the way, people are saying I predicted my future. I didn't predict my future. I just was drawing. And I drew this on Saturday, right? And I think so on Saturday. And all I drew this on Saturday. And on Monday, somebody told me about that picture. And I was like, wow, that's kind of true, man. Like for example, I do notice that I draw self-portraits a lot without knowing it. Like I'll unconsciously draw myself, and it's really weird. It's really weird. And a little creepy too, because you could without even knowing it, you could reveal a lot of things about yourself through the way you draw. Like if people pay attention enough, you guys can really tell. Anyways, yeah, that was. I'm reading the comment. Yeah, exactly. That was definitely depression, man. That was definitely depression. But it was fascinating because it gave me a different perspective. Not from the place of like depression, but from the place of feeling isolated, or not even just feeling isolated, but not having. I noticed that I rely on hope a lot. Like this week really made me question how strong is my character really? This week really made me question a lot because I couldn't get myself to apply any of the tactics that I teach when you feel bad. I couldn't get myself to apply it. I'll get back to that. All right. Now, by the way, you guys can look at each other if you guys want to look. Now, look at each other. There you go. Hey, ladies, this is the guys. Guys is the men's channel. Let's put something on for you guys to listen to. I don't fucking know. Let me see. Goddamn, I don't want to put this right here because then you guys might see something you guys shouldn't see. 1 second, people. I'm gonna put something on for you guys so that when I leave, give me 5 minutes, okay? I'll be back in 5 minutes. No, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, right? By the way, I'm gonna be doing a meditation, a death meditation. Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. All right. Let me put this on, and I'll be back, guys. Okay. All right, ladies. So today we're gonna talk about the 10 signs of high self-esteem. Now, I don't know if you guys hear the rain. You hear the rain? Okay, I hear the rain. I like the rain. So these signs are not about me telling you, hey, look, be happy, have high self-esteem. No. These signs are more about, hey, look, if you see these signs, just realize this is high self-esteem. I want to show you because people think high self-esteem is about being good looking. It's about having the signs of high self-esteem, being good looking, having muscles, being all Herculesian and shit. But in reality, that's just superficial. You see, high self-esteem has more essence than the external. High self-esteem is all about realizing the relative mode of existence, which means that me and you, we're not better than each other. We're just as is. We're all equal. You see, and also we're all powerful. You see, that's what high self-esteem is about. It's not about realizing you're better than somebody else. It's about realizing that I have a certain ability that most people don't know that they have. You see, so it's not about you saying, hey, I'm better than you. It's simply because you are realizing the potential that you have. You see, like the abilities that you have. There is a power that most people have that they don't realize they have. And the more you realize your personal power, which is to say your ability to
control your environment, almost as though you're in a matrix, the higher your self-esteem. You become an anomaly, a glitch in the matrix. So this is what this is all about. And these are the things you're going to begin to notice once you develop high self-esteem. So these are the 10 things that high self-esteem people do. And these are the things that you're going to begin to notice as you go into your journey of developing true self-esteem, not superficial ones, which is based on buying things and consumerism. So the first sign of self-esteem, high self-esteem, is that they forget the past. Low self-esteem, no, actually they forget the past and they plan for the future. High self-esteem people, they observe the past from a critical perspective, which is to say, what can I learn from the past? They analyze it rather than create an identity from it. They don't use the past from a place of, holy shit, look at my present situation. I remember what happened last time and I fucked up and I am afraid of that outcome. High self-esteem people say, you know what, I remember.
All right, people. All right, good. All right, so we're back. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say a few things, right? So, anyway, so I thought I had arthritis as well, right? So I thought because mind you, when you Google questions about like your knee, usually people bring up arthritis. So mind you, I smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here smoking a bunch of weed, feeling discomfort in my body. What's gonna happen is that your mind naturally thinks of the negative. Like I was just thinking of all the negative things because when you smoke, you're more prone to feel paranoia. You're more prone to exaggerate things, right? So, man, feeling like having health issues and smoking weed is not a good thing because you could easily just like start Googling shit and get depressed. In all honesty, man, I have never ever felt such a negative. Nah, it's not no Venn retrograde. I have never I've never had such a negative thinking as intense as that was. I have never thought in such a negative way ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, I learned a lot, man. I'll tell you that. I definitely learned a lot, and like I said earlier, like it's a little disappointing that I sort of didn't draw that much when I was that last week. It disappointed me a lot. I thought I would react differently. You know, I thought I would react differently for some reason. I thought I would react differently, and I didn't. You know, I didn't. I sort of just got depressed, and until I heard the good news, I felt better. You know, it wasn't that I accepted. I didn't accept anything. In fact, I was resisting. I don't know, man. I mean, it's a little disappointing on my part that I didn't, react in the way I wanted to react. You know, so like it showed me though that it's inevitable. You know, hey, thank you, Penny. It showed me that it's inevitable. That's gonna happen one day. One day I'm gonna lose all of the ability to be able to go out to walk. One day I'm not gonna be able to move. One day my legs are not gonna work. One day, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna do the same shit I did last week? You know, like one day I'm not gonna be able to go out anymore. I mean, like I like to think that I'm gonna be fucking till I die, but let's be realistic. There's gonna be one day when there's gonna be the last date, the last blowjob, the last I don't know, the last threesome, you know? And it's I thought this last week just showed me how the gravity of those things, how people get caught off guard because of the gravity of how real it is. Like you don't see the people who are not in this world. The most depressed people you just don't see. You know, like when you get older, man. If you never had a health scare when you were young, if you never had a health problem when you were young, when you get old and you suddenly start getting injured, you're gonna have a fucking awakening, man. You're gonna have a fucking awakening. You're gonna think of all of the stupid mistakes you did in your past, all of the moments you disregarded your health, all of the time you took for granted being able to play basketball. Like it's crazy. And it went along with the chapter of Robert Greene, which is the law of Robert Greene's book, The Laws of Human Nature, the last chapter called The Denial of Death Denial. That shit is one of the realest chapters I have ever read in my life, because it tells you that sometimes you need to be convinced you're gonna die. Sometimes you need to be convinced that you're never gonna walk. Sometimes you need to be convinced that everything you worked for has gone out the window, so that you could really appreciate your life. You see, there are some parts. There is an extra cake. All right. Anyways, people, it's enough. Deuces.